Walk me through your CV or resume. Something that an employer might start with in an interview, and something that is really great practice actually to have prepared before your interview, because it's within this question that you can consolidate all of your high level experience and skills and successes. And that's really the purpose of the interview from your end. You're covering your basis if you've gone into your next interview and explained the evidence and the proof that you have that shows that not only can you do the role, you can do it exceptionally well, and you've got tangible results from what you've achieved. And being able to articulate your skills, your alignment through your personality, through your character, is going to show them that you're the whole package. You've got everything that they're looking for. A question like, walk me through your CV or resume, is just code for, tell me about how you have got the experience and the skills and the personality to do this role. Walk me through your evidence that proves that you've got what we're looking for. That is what that question actually means. Okay? So before I explain how to do this really powerfully, I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. I'm Judy Bullymore. I'm a global interview coach. I'm an executive CV and resume writer, and I am the biggest cheerleader and believer in using the application process, the process of writing about yourself for your dream job, and the process of interviewing as a means for building your confidence, building your self-esteem, and celebrating everything that's great about you. So I treat interviews as a celebration, and I very much believe that you have more power than you think when it comes to claiming the job that you really, really want. Okay, so walk me through your CV resume. The first thing that you want to be doing before you start to approach a question like this or a task like this is to theme out your experience. So do you understand your trajectory? So when you first started and embarked on your career, you started at one point. You then have honed in all of your skills and experience through the different roles and the different environments that you've worked with, to the point of today where you're in this position where you're up here. You've learned so much, you've developed so much, and you are at the top of your career potential right now, here today. And this role is basically an amalgamation of all what you have learned over the years, all the skills that you have acquired over the years, all of the things that you've overcome over the years to this point. And it's through your experience to date that now makes you the absolutely prime number one position person who is going to do the best and thrive in this position that you're applying for. All you have to do is prove to them why this whole journey to this point means that they should choose you. Okay, so you want to be theming your experience. You want to be able to notice the common denominators that run through your experience, such as you would have started with a passion, you would have started with a talent, a raw talent, and it was probably recognized. It's been recognized. What is it that's actually been recognized through your career? What is the reputation that you've actually developed over the years? Because you might have not realized that you was absolutely amazing at sales, or you might not have realized in the very beginning that you're an absolute strategic thinker. Or perhaps you kind of knew you was analytical, but you didn't realize how much that was going to be a strength throughout your career. But being able to kind of identify the common threads throughout your career is going to help you bring to life this kind of journey, this whistle-stop tour through your career. Because that's what you're doing now. You're going to be giving the interviewer a little whistle-stop tour of the wonderful career journey that you have had. Okay, so I want you to think of it like that. Basically like a celebration of development and a kind of overview or summary of the process that you've undergone to refine your wonderful, one-of-a-kind skills and expertise and perspective. Okay, so you want to know what your common threads are. You want to know what your themes are. You also want to know what your biggest successes are. So in that journey from when you started out in your career to the present day, what are some of the absolute key milestones of success that you've had that you've just kind of built on? So maybe it was recognized early in your career that you've got a real flair for management or leadership or project management or whatever it is. And that was recognized quite early by your lecturer or by your manager, hence why you was promoted so swiftly and so quickly in that particular role, or why you was given extra responsibility in that particular role. Or perhaps it was working with this particular organization that was at the forefront of the industry, where you really learned how to navigate the global markets, or when you really honed in on your negotiation skills. Maybe it was when you had the success from acquiring those 3 new accounts for the company, which then generated, 30% increase in sales, that then led you to want to do that more and lead sales for the company that you then became a manager for, or whatever it is. What you need to be able to do is to look at your experience and understand how it relates and how it's helped you to develop. And when you're explaining about your kind of career experience, what you're doing is you're leading with your strengths, you're leading with your successes, and you're making it really clear to the employer how much you have developed your skill and expertise, how much you specialize in what you do best. So you want to strategically show them that the person that they're interviewing today has acquired everything that you need to prove that this is the role for you. So you're only cherry picking the things that are going to reinforce this picture of you being the candidate that, quite frankly, has it all. So you're only choosing things out of your career that create the picture that you want them to buy into today. So the question that you need to ask yourself actually is, what's the lasting impression that you want that interviewer to think about you? Do you want them to think of you as a really experienced, passionate person who can, who strives for excellence? Do you want them to think of you as a person who is authentic, is a great leader and a great strategic thinker? Whatever it may be, what you're doing is you're handpicking the parts of your career that prove that you are that person. Because how are they going to be left with that impression unless you tell them? So by no means treat a question or a task like take me through your career experience or take me through your resume as kind of like a trip down memory lane or some kind of arbitrary, well, I started here and then I went there and I did a few things. You don't want to regurgitate what's on your CV. What you want to do is you want to provide the meaning behind the journey that you have had. And you want to make sure that you explain that with all the gravity and the impressiveness that it deserves. Now, the art of doing this well lies in how confident and how self-aware you feel, and whether or not you actually need a technique to bring yourself to life more. Some people can talk very naturally about their strengths. Some people struggle to do that. So my question to you is, do you feel comfortable singing your praises? Do you feel comfortable about articulating your strengths? Because this is the perfect opportunity to do that. You don't want to keep it too factual and too kind of, it's not dry facts. I worked here and did this. It's like, I was really proud of achieving this in this particular position because it meant that I learned how to do this. And as a result of that, it's meant that I could progress to do more of that in this particular role. You're connecting the dots. So going back to the original task, take me through your CV, walk me through your resume. It's not kind of a black and white thing. You want to bring yourself to life with the colour and the vivid detail that allows that person listening, that interviewer listening, to almost see how much you have grown and developed and specialise in what you do best. If you would benefit from having coaching in order to help you understand what your themes are, then that is exactly what I do. I kind of go through experience on a one-to-one level, almost with like a fine-tooth comb, so that you can see what the dots are and what kind of the themes are throughout your career. But if you don't feel ready for that, then I would really advise you to check out the free resources that are on my website, judybullymore.com, because I've got loads of kind of hints and tips for how you can really position yourself strongly and talk about yourself with more kind of detail and more impressiveness, kind of more of a storytelling approach. So if you found this useful, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to check out the show notes, which has some links to helpful resources that can help you land that dream job that you deserve.